Have you ever felt that there's a part within you that seems to keep holding you back from really living your best life? And no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you simply can't break through that invisible barrier that seems to be there whenever you're trying to step outside of your comfort zone, whenever you're trying to do something more, or whenever you really want to create a better life for yourself and really live a more fulfilling life. And it's often those hidden fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs, the unresolved emotions that are really keeping you from living your best lives. Those are those shadow aspects within yourself. And each and every person has those shadow aspects. But what if I were to tell you that once you start uncovering and then start healing and transcending those shadow aspects, that's what will then help you to really step into your inner power. And that's what it will also help you create the life that you want to live, creating your best life. And in this video, I want to share with you a simple 6-step process that can help you start healing your shadow aspects and set yourself free from those invisible barriers that have kept you stuck up until this point. And whether you're feeling just stuck in your life, you're feeling overwhelmed, or you really just want to explore this topic of shadow work, this simple process will assist you in creating some amazing shifts in your life. So let's dive right into this simple 6-step process. First and foremost is you want to become aware. Awareness is key. If you're not aware of what is really holding you back or that you are feeling held back, then you're kind of going blind. You're not able to do anything about it. So awareness is key. So the first step is you want to become aware. So here what you can do is you can take one area of your life where you feel most stuck in, whether it is about money or relationship or your health or your success, whatever it is. Pick one area where you feel most stuck in, where you would love to create a shift in. Then you want to find out what exactly is going on here. What are you experiencing? What are you feeling? How are you reacting or responding to whatever is going on, whatever is causing you to feel stuck? And here you want to really open yourself up to the awareness without judgment, without being upset or anything like that, but really do this from an open heart. But you want to become aware. Awareness is the very first step, because without awareness, you can't do anything about it. So start out with one area of your life that you feel very stuck in and really become aware of what exactly is going on. Then the second step is you want to dig deeper. You want to uncover, what is at the root of things? So you know what area you're stuck in. You know kind of what's going on here. Then you want to dig deeper. What really happened here? What is going on? What are you feeling about this? So let's say someone said something to you that all of a sudden made you feel inadequate or not good enough or not wanted, not loved, rejected, whatever it is. You want to get to the root of things. So you want to uncover what is the root emotion behind whatever you're experiencing. So here this could be feeling not good enough, feeling rejected, feeling not loved, or whatever it is. You want to really get to the bottom of what are you feeling, because it's never about the story. It's never about what exactly is happening in your life. We're just using that as the starting point to then go deeper to find out, what is at the root of things? And that's the emotional charge, the feeling behind it. Once you know that, then the shadow work truly begins. But the first 2 steps is really more the awareness piece, because without awareness, you can't really do anything. But once you know what exactly is at the root of things, then the third step is you want to lean into that. Now, this may feel uncomfortable because you're actually meant to connect with whatever you're feeling. But here you don't want to do this by really connecting to the story and feeling the victim of whatever's going on, but you just want to connect to the feeling. So if, for example, not good enough is the feeling that you're experiencing by whatever happened, you want to really lean into that, really feel it. Because what you got to understand is, these feelings, they're there, whether you want them to be there or not, but they are there and they have power over you. Right? So you want to lean into the emotion, the feeling, feel it. Think of it like that, a pressure cooker, right? Eventually you have to release the steam before the pressure cooker kind of blows, right? So it's the same thing with those emotions. They're there. They're bubbling underneath the surface, right? And the more you're being poked by whatever's going on, whatever you're experiencing in your life, the more this feeling of not good enough is being poked. Eventually it's going to be so intense that, for one, you may do something irrational, or you may react react in a not so pleasant way, or you just really then self-sabotage yourself of really moving forward. So here, what you want to do is you want to lean into the feeling. Give yourself maybe 5 to 10 minutes, or if you need more, if it's more intense, then give yourself more time. But you want to really connect with the feeling. You want to feel it. You want to really just dive into the feeling. But like I said, not from the victim kind of point of view where you're really connecting to the story, because the story never matters. The story of what happened or why it made you feel that way is really just a packaging that makes it look a certain way. It does not matter. When we're talking about shadow work, the story never matters. The story only matters to the point of you finding out, well, what is going on? What are you feeling? But what really matters is really the core feeling, what you uncovered in the second step, which will then in the third step is you want to then lean into that. So the story, let go of the story. The story doesn't matter. Lean into the feeling. Feel it with the intention of releasing it and letting it go. Giving it the attention, giving it the acknowledgement, because like I said, those feelings are there, whether you want them to be there or not. So by you leaning into that, and really giving it the acknowledgement, the attention, like, okay, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, okay, I get it. And here, just do this with an open heart. Also, not judging yourself for feeling this way, right? Because this is a process here, right? Because once you start really leaning into that, and you're giving that feeling the attention that it requires for then to move into the fourth step here is, the fourth step of this process is, you want to open yourself up to actually uncovering the gift, because every shadow, every negative emotion holds a gift. But oftentimes when you are feeling it in the moment and you're more emotionally attached to it, you won't uncover the gift. So by doing this process, by you really uncovering what is at the root of things and then leaning into that, you're giving it the time and attention it requires to then open up to give you the gift. As you're leaning into the feeling, and the more you feel it, after a little while, and when you have given it enough attention, the gift will reveal itself. Think of it like that. You have a little toddler that has an absolute hissy fit, and you're just going to be like, hey, you know what? You get 5 minutes, just have your hissy fit. I'm not even going to say anything, but after 5 minutes, we're done, right? They may then actually then just have that hissy fit for 2, 3, 4 minutes, and they're like, okay, I'm tired now. I don't want to do this no more. It's kind of like the same thing when it comes to shadow work. So as you're leaning into that and you're really giving it the attention, and here, sometimes it may take longer than 5 minutes. It really depends on how intense it is. And it may then actually be combined with some other emotions as well. But as long as you're doing it, not from the victim point of view, but really from the point of view like, okay, I'm doing this work to release this, to let it go, to uncover the gift, then it is okay. So you never just want to push the feelings aside. If you're doing it with the process that I'm sharing with you here, you can actually do this whenever something comes up. Whenever you're feeling something, you can then detach emotionally from it, still feeling it, but detaching from the story, but then opening yourself up to then receiving the gift. Because after a while, after you have felt it for a little while, you're like, man, I'm sick and tired of feeling this way. Okay, then the gift reveals itself, because every challenge, every negative feeling, every shadow holds a gift. So if, for example, going back to the example of not feeling good enough, if that is one of the emotions that you're experiencing, when you're really tuning into that, when you're leaning into that, when you're feeling it with intention of uncovering the gift, of really healing the shadow aspect, then once you felt it for a little while, then the gift will reveal itself. And here it could be that you're not valuing yourself, or maybe you haven't set clear boundaries, or maybe this person that is causing you to feel not good enough is really not to your highest and greatest good. Or maybe there's something else that you're meant to learn from this. And then here you can also ask, okay, once you're noticing that something shifts after you have leaned into the emotion and you feel that shift, then you can ask, okay, what's the lesson here? What's the message here? What's the gift here? And that's when you feel that turnaround moment, because then things will shift. Once you have learned the lesson, you're like, oh, okay, now that makes sense. Yes, there's still probably some not so pleasant feelings attached to it, but still you have that awareness that, okay, this is the golden nugget here that I was waiting for. And you want to be gentle about that. You want to allow the gift to reveal itself, not pushing for it, but let it reveal itself. That's why you may need some time to really feel the feeling, feel the emotion until it basically runs out of steam. And then it's like, okay, now here's the gift. It presents itself on a silver platter, so to speak. And here you want to acknowledge it, you want to accept it without judgment, without feeling bad, but really from an open heart. Then the fifth step here is, once you have really gone through this whole really leaning in, you felt the feeling, you uncovered the gift, then you want to then clear and transmute it. And here what you can do is, as you're still connected to the feeling, to the emotion, you can then repeat in your mind or out loud a clearing statement of, I now clear and transmute this across all times, space, reality, lifetimes, and dimensions, past, present, future. You can repeat that a couple of times until you feel like, okay, now I'm feeling the shift. And you want to be intentional about that. Maybe even imagine seeing it dissolve into nothingness where it came from, or whatever you feel called to do. But using this clearing statement will assist you then in letting it go, releasing it. Then the sixth and final step here is, you want to then make a different choice. You have felt the feeling, you have uncovered the gift. Using that information you received about the gift, then you want to make a different choice. Maybe you need to part ways with this person. Maybe you need to sit down with this person that makes you feel not good enough and just let them know. Or maybe that there's some other inner work that maybe is required on your part. Whatever it is, but you want to then also take the actions. You want to then decide what is it that you can do now to make a change. And also choosing for yourself, how do I now want to feel instead? I no longer want to feel not good enough. Okay, so now let's tap into, I feel good enough. I value myself. I love myself. And really bring up that feeling within yourself. That also then maybe requires you to then make different choices in your life as well. Responding in a different way as well. The next time someone makes you feel not good enough, maybe taking a step back. Okay, what is going on here? Assessing that and then responding in a different way. Right? So this is the simple 6-step process of how to start doing shadow work. And you can incorporate that in your day-to-day life. So whenever something happens, you can basically do that on the spot. Maybe, okay, you may want to take a step back, go somewhere where you can be undisturbed and just kind of feel into it. Okay, I'm just going to give myself 5 minutes just to feel into that. And then, okay, what is the message, lesson, and gift here? And then choose to let it go. Choose to release it. Use that clearing statement and then make a different choice. But this is really the process. And here you may have to repeat this process about the same kind of energy multiple times until you really release this. But then also just know that it may actually then take different variations because, when we're talking about not feeling good enough, for example, or not feeling valued or things like that, there's often so much emotional baggage attached to that may require you to do this kind of work more often about the same type of thing, just a little different story, a different experience, right? But you can do this on a day-to-day basis if you would like, or whenever you're noticing that something feels stuck, you're feeling stuck, something doesn't feel right, you can use this process. So I really hope you enjoyed this process of shadow work. Now I would like to know from you, have you ever done some shadow work? And what was your experience with this? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below, let me know. But thank you so much for being here. And I'll be sure to check out these 2 videos here. One is about the role of shadow work in raising your consciousness. And then also another one is a light language activation to start transcending your shadow self, which can help you on an energetic level to transcend your shadow selves more quickly. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.